being able to send out expansions in kind of secretive areas, it gives a lot more dynamic to the game because you see players scouting for that a lot. Some Hellions right now killing these drones. So he is pushing out this third expansion. Good move by TLO. He's trying to deny as much macro game as he can. Some more Zerglings coming about on the field. There are some Mutalisks, so these Hellions probably not going to be able to do too much. They should definitely try to run away. Those Zerglings are... looks like they're not really able to take them down all that well. One Hellion might go down to the Zergling attack. I think those Zerglings are upgraded. Yeah, they do have defense. Both players right now at... Looks like TLO is at 1 attack and the Zerg player is at 1 defense. So we see some Thors and some Hellions still from TLO. Some Banelings. This is what I love to see against an awesome use of Banelings. Burrowed Banelings are great. It's kind of a booby trap just waiting here until his army moves over this area. I love to see that. Hopefully TLO maybe gets some Ravens, but it doesn't look like it anytime soon. So if he does decide to go this path, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. It looks like Grez has taken a 3rd expansion. That's what that drone was doing there. So Grez really trying to get his macro game up on TLO. But again, like I said, these expansions really are not that saturated. They aren't fully saturated. They're probably about 3/4 of the way there per base. You want to have 24 workers per on a mineral patch, and then 3 on each refinery. So that's a total of 30 workers to be totally saturated. A little bit of a Mutalisk harass. TLO has prepared for this by trying to make some missile turrets, but against those Thors, those Mutas really aren't going to be able to do too much. So, although I like the fact that he is trying to put some pressure on TLO, I don't think that these Mutas are really going to be able to do all that much. But on this force right here, since those Mutas are highly maneuverable, he is able to go on those Hellions, and those Thors are going to have a hard time moving across the base like this, especially against the way TLO's base is set up. Very defensive and blocks big units pretty well. So the Thors finally do come out after a little while. He is able to get a couple of Mutalisks down, but still those Mutalisks are going to be able to run around the field, and those Thors aren't really going to be able to chase after them too well. TLO trying to exchange fire and go on his expansion as well, trying to put equal pressure on. Good micro away, trying to avoid the Baneling, and I think those Banelings do have speed upgrade, which I love. They're just like little moving bombs. Baneling speed is so much fun to upgrade. One Hellion going down, a second Hellion going down. TLO not really paying attention to this attack because he is also trying to get this expansion here. A good use of Burrow again. I think Burrow is kind of something that's underused, so I like to see that. But 3 Hellions going down, pretty weak. Hellions going down to the Queen, so this expansion is still okay, as is this one. This one's actually very highly saturated compared to when we just saw it. There's a lot of pressure on TLO right now, but he is doing a decent job of holding his own. The only thing that I am worried about is that the income, the fact that Grez has so many expansions and has had them for so much longer than TLO is going to be able to do. I think Grez is just going to be able to out-macro TLO. That's kind of my fear right now. But he is starting to make vast improvements on his economy since he does have this expansion fully saturated right now, and he's preparing for another one. But there is this force waiting for the expansion as well. Those Banelings lifting off right now, but I don't think they're going to be able to do enough against that mech army. He needed some more Banelings, but really Banelings are not that good against mech, so we do see the Infestors. That is the response to the mech, and laying down some fungal growth actually, so I think that's what he's trying to do, but against this force there really isn't too much the Zerg player can do. TLO does have a pretty good composition against this army here. We see some Ultralisks on the field right now. Not sure how I really feel about Ultralisks. They seem to be like more of a siege unit and a meat shield, but not even that great of one. They only have 450 health. But this Thor is going to get surrounded, but there is a lot of Terran mech on the field here, on the low ground. He is just going to be able to blast away. These Ultralisks are going to go down. This Infestor's like, what is going on? He just died. So, really, I think Grez is in a lot of trouble right now. He wasn't able to get enough a good enough composition to deal with all this mech. I think maybe Hydralisks or Broodlords would have been something that he should have gone. I don't really agree with the Ultralisks there. They're very expensive units. He does have them upgraded, but like I said, they really just don't do all that much. I think Ultralisks need a major upgrade, or Blizzard needs to do something with them. I may be bashing them a bit too much, but I really haven't been too impressed by Ultralisks lately. These Overlords are just ripe for the picking for these Thors if he does decide to go after them, but I think he is just going to snipe down this hatchery. So Grez now down in expansion. The SCV battling the Ultralisk, that was kind of cool to see. These Thors are really weak, so unless TLO is able to resupply this attack, I don't think he's going to be able to hold off too much. Those Zerglings are going to get some surrounds off on these Thors. They're not going to be able to pick away at them all that well. I think that is going to be it for this battle, but TLO trying to supply cap Grez with these Vikings. I think he got the Vikings in anticipation of air, but it doesn't seem like Grez actually got any. I don't think I see a Spire. Yeah, there's one Spire on the map. Oh, yeah, he did get Mutalisks, obviously, but I was looking for a greater Spire. But we didn't see any Broodlords. I think that would have been a good call from Grez, but he decided not to get that. So Grez now really only has one expansion left. He is remaking this hatchery right now, but this expansion is about to die. Grez isn't going to be able to reinforce it. He's just now getting Hydralisks. TLO now pretty much treating this as his own base. He's like, I'm going to start building here right now and defend this position. I'm even going to make a barracks, because why not? Those Zerglings just die trying to go up this ramp. Another loss of Zerglings there. A Viking push on this expansion, making sure that Grez isn't going to be able to get any income. His income is shot down to 60-40. That is really unfortunate for Grez. TLO has done a great job here being able to defend against Grez's macro. I think he owes it a lot to this build that he did here. I like that TLO does a good job of using big, meaty Terran buildings like this. He doesn't even need these barracks, but he just kind of builds them, as you see right here. He has his barracks right here because it has a lot of HP, and they're pretty inexpensive to build, and they work as a great meat shield. Vikings still chilling back here. They're really not going to be able to do too much right now because Grez, looks like Grez's economy has finally recovered. He was able to recover that very quickly. It looks like he had tons of resources stocked up. TLO does have a planetary fortress here, so looks like he was worried about a push. I kind of like the use of double command center here. I'm not sure how effective that is. He might just want to try to move an orbital command somewhere, but this is kind of funny to see two command centers back to back. A missile turret here in case there is some air harass.